How you doing, good people of YouTube?
You're on the other
OG
side
Vince.
of it, so they can't see you.
Yeah.
Oh.
You really come take a seat and then do
Oh,
it.
okay.
Yeah. Or you can put your face in it how I be
Okay,
doing.
no,
It's
no,
up to you.
Because your editor can always just cut to that.
Yeah.
How you doing, good people of YouTube? We back again with another episode at Rollo TV, Bridging the Gap. Today we want to talk about the young people in society. We want to know from a young man's perspective, black young men particularly, how do they deal with the way the economy is, job market, police brutality, and issues that really affect young black men today. We have our guest here.
OT.
OT,
Okay.
it's popping.
My
And
partner,
of course me, Rollo TV.
Rollo,
You
my
already
man.
know who I am.
So, you know, I'm OG. I'm older. You know, I'm come from a different time. I want to ask, I guess, how do you deal with what's going on in society? Like, as a young black man, how do you stay focused on your goals and ambitions and things like that?
Tell you the truth, none of that shit really affect me, you know what I'm saying? And I'm fucking with you, I'm playing. Nah, for real.
Go ahead, man.
I'll be lying.
Be yourself, man.
I'll be myself.
Yeah.
I'll be lying if I say it don't affect me, but I don't let it affect me in a way to where it affects to my path in life and what I'm doing or what I'm trying to get out of it.
Okay.
A couple years ago, you mentioned like the job market. It used to be like real hard for me to get a job. This was before I knew that racism was like alive and an actual thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to get this job, get a little pocket change, but it was hard for me to get a job. Nobody want to hire me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So along the years, I've learned like that's how things are for us at times. So I just learned to like roll with the punches, do what I gotta do, bite the bullet and just, suck it up and just, work extremely harder than the next man.
Yeah. But basically, you know something? The same thing you face in this time, I faced it in my time.
Mm-hmm.
Job market was the way it was, and they didn't want to give, a young black man a chance to work. And I always was the kind of guy, I wanted to get out there and grind from the time I was very young.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that if you have you got to have a certain mindset to say that, hey, listen, something's going to open up for me.
For sure.
You got to stay positive. You got to stay focused on what you're doing, and things will happen, And a lot of times you don't want to say that color might be the factor, but some cases it is.
Sure.
I'm a realist.
Yeah.
If I go to a place where them folk own this so forth like that, and they tell me now if I got to ask for a job opportunity, say, hey, there's a job here, blah blah blah, this and that. I'm coming to apply for the job. Oh well, it's been full.
Yeah.
It's been full.
Yeah.
Well, how soon did you fill it? That's the kind of guy I was. I'd be like, yeah, it was filled this afternoon.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Do you have any other opens?
Right.
No, this and that and so forth like that. I say, okay. But I walk away, still remaining positive and knowing that, listen, the opportunity is going to open up for me.
For sure.
So that's how I always been when it came down to a job.
Yeah.
And I was always willing to work any job I had because, I was always taught a little money is better than no money.
For sure.
So I didn't always allow to racism to be a factor in me getting a job. I didn't walk away saying that, oh man, they're not giving me a job because they racist and blah 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 this that. No, I didn't walk away like that. I walked away with the mindset, okay, this door is closed. I go to another door.
Nah, for sure. And that's how you gotta look at things. Let me go ahead and just reiterate what I was talking about earlier, because right now I'm 28. Those issues that I was facing, as far as getting a job and just being treated differently, It's like something I came across in like probably 17, 18, 19. That's when I kind of discovered that. But like in this day and age, and I think Rollo can attest, it's like what we living in, the society that we living in now, people just make opportunities for themselves a lot easier than it was back then. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of self-made entrepreneurs in this day and time and age.
Yes.
Like it's way too easy. So like I don't feel like it's affecting. It's still going to be an effect, but it's not going to be as effective as it was like in the past. You know?
Right. That's what I'm glad you brought out that point. I wanted to say that. That's what I love about this generation of young people. Through the internet, through certain through Google and through certain social media outlets, you can create wealth for yourself. For sure. See, when I came along, we had to depend on. I mean, a job. Well, that's what I was taught as coming up.
Sure.
Parents, get a job, this and that.
Yeah, that was all
but if they had told me about trying to become an entrepreneur, even being young, cutting grass and doing different things like that.
I'm gonna have to grab that door real quick, okay?
Okay.
Hold that door.
Yeah. How long your family been down here, man?
Shoot, my family been here. Came here 5th grade. How was I? 5th grade? We've been here for a minute.
Oh wow.
Yeah, we've been here for a minute. So
early '80s, early '90s, and all that.
Yeah, you talking about in America?
No, I'm talking about in Georgia.
Oh, Atlanta? Nah, they came here 2000. Hey, what age is 5th grade, bro?
5th grade, I think it was 10, 11.
10, 11?
Okay.
So it was like 18 years ago?
Oh, okay.
18 years now?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've been here 18 years. Damn.
Yeah, early 2000s?
Yeah. 05, I got here.
05.
Yeah, 05.
What, in Georgia?
Yeah, that's 18 years, ain't it?
That's about 18 years.
Yo, that's crazy to say it out loud. That's crazy.
But you see, that's a process of how time goes. Time waits for nobody.
For sure.
But
yeah, what you were saying?
Yeah, I was saying about when I came up, they always told us, say, listen, get a job. Nobody instilled in me about entrepreneurship. And I think in this generation of young people, the entrepreneurship is just like automatic because most of y'all don't want to have to work on a job with nobody because y'all don't have the tolerance like we had. Listen, and it's not. But the funny thing, it's not that we was intolerable and things like that. It's just that we had no other options.
Right.
A lot of time we had no other options, so we had to put up with things that we really didn't want to put up with. Because we knew that, hey, listen, if I lose this job, man, I got to go out here and try to find another one and blah, 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 and go through this and this again. So sometimes you hold your peace and so forth like that.
For sure.
Even though sometimes, man, with me, I'm a rebel. I'm a rebel, man. Sometimes I'm like, man, hell with you, man. I ain't like certain things I just wasn't going to deal with.
You ever walked off a job, OG?
Yeah, I worked on slave jobs.
Okay. Hey, me too.
I had to,
what
man.
Was that experience
Cause,
like? What caused you to do that? What's that experience like?
Man, shoot, being disrespected, man. At the end of the day, I'm a man, and I don't care if whether you black or white. You're gonna give me a certain level of respect. I demand that. I'm not gonna.
That's how that is.
Let you just treat me in your way just because you feel like. You can do it,
Right.
And it cost me something, but being I'm a survivor and I know I can get you some money. I was all right, but it's just that certain things. I think when I was younger, when I had children, I was more like I got mouths to feed, blah, this and that.
Different.
But as I got older, man, shit, what the hell, man? I got an old.
That's a great point that he made, right? Because you were mentioning that you were a young father.
Yeah.
How old were you when you had?
I was 20. I was 21, man, when I had my first child.
Right.
Man.
So, but in our trend of today, as millennials, our generation, you're not seeing a lot of our friends aren't fathers yet.
Nah.
A lot of them,
They smart, man.
we waiting.
Yeah, smart,
So
man.
so we're taking a lot of risk.
Yeah,
We're like,
you
I'm gonna go try to do this. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
you
try
know,
to do
I mean,
that,
if I had to
you
do
know?
certain things over again, like I told my daughters, I was like, yeah, I love y'all, but you know, y'all, number one, y'all would have been born by the same mother, and then number two, you know, I would have been doing something else, you know.
Right.
So, not saying
Dang,
that.
you told them that.
Yeah, I told him that, man. You know, I'm real. My daughter, listen, when,
Give it a bend.
yeah, you know, I'm like, they say, well, Daddy, we wouldn't be who we are. I say, yeah, that's true, but you know, like, listen, I keep it 100.
You got to.
But you know, I was young and inexperienced. I didn't really have no guidance on things, you know. And, you know, it is what it is.
You had your pops.
Huh?
You had your pops though.
I had my father, me and my father was separate because of, you know, after a while, you know, when I got into junior high school, going to high school, my mom and him separated and all that, you know. So, you know, he wasn't really around, and we really didn't mend our relationship till later on in life, you know.
Okay.
This and that, because my father, he suffered with mental illness, which, you know, I didn't know at the time, you know. So, so it kind of, I missed out on some things that I would have had
Otherwise.
but you know, otherwise, but we you know, we got things straight before, you know, he passes, you know, left this earth, and you know, that's the most important thing, you know. So I don't cry about what I didn't have, you know, because we all in this life we're gonna miss out on some things. We're not gonna have everything.
Nobody does.
Nobody does.
Facts.
So what that does, like that makes us unique in ourselves, you know.
Facts.
It makes us unique people, and the challenges and things we go through builds character, integrity, and make us and motivates us to be the people that we are. So I don't cry about that. But one thing I love, man, because I'll tell you, man, I love young people, man. I don't mess with too many old cats, man. Because a lot of cats are too set in their ways, man. But see, I'm a type of dude like this. I'm a student, man. I'm a student of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. So I'm constantly learning. You know, I don't like just say, hey, listen, it's this way and that's this. I'm not that kind of guy. I was like that once in a while, but life told me, no, you can't. That ain't the way to go. And I'm glad that I was very open to, like, you know, stop and see myself. You know, because sometimes you have to see yourself. You know, none of us are perfect, but you know, I believe like this help with the Most High God. He gonna show you who you really are if you want to be seen. You know, he's gonna show you if you're gonna listen.
For sure.
You know, so I was very, you know, fortunate to be a person that listened.
Yeah,
and that goes into having humility, having humbleness.
Yeah.
You know, because people can tell you about yourself, and your ego will allow you, like, oh no, that ain't me. You know, but if you're a humble man and or a woman, and you know, you listen and you take what I always say this: take the meat and throw out the bone. In other words, what applies to you, use it. What don't apply to you, you put it away.
And that's like an ability that you're gonna have because, like, you know, things are always evolving, times are always changing. So like, you stuck in your ways, and you don't wanna, like, get
and that's what I had to learn.
You're gonna get left behind.
Yeah,
get left behind. It's like
right.
You know, Rollo and I had like kind of the best of both worlds. You know what I'm saying? Because we had to learn how to get it. You know what I'm saying? You got, like the formula was get a job. You know, go to school, get a job, work, and then we kind of like evolve into this new era where like everybody was becoming like, you know, entrepreneurs.
Right.
So like for the older folks, you know, if they were stuck in their ways or, you know, like refuse to change, they stuck.
But see, you know something? The bad thing about that, when you're like that way, change can be forced on you.
Yeah.
During the pandemic, a lot of people lost their jobs. So they had to start all over again and go into fields that normally they would not have gone into because they were comfortable at their job. So they had to change off to a whole new thing. Back in 2008, when the recession hit, a lot of people lost their jobs. A lot of jobs got sent overseas and everything like that. So people had to make a transition into different things. So change is the only constant in life. So sometimes you're forced to change, but it's best to volunteer. change.
For sure. For
And
sure.
you have open mind, say, hey, listen, man, this is the way things going, but boy, I need to change this.
For
You
sure.
know, so my thing is this: I learned that I had to change certain things about myself, how I viewed the world, how I saw certain things.
Yeah.
You know, I'm old now. I'm always gonna be the OG. I'm an old school cat. Don't get it twisted. Certain things I'm aware about, but I'm open to understand that. Listen, there's always a better way of doing things.
Yeah.
You know, like they say, there's more than one way to skin a cat. In other words, that phrase is, in other words, that means it's always a way to do something differently and get the same results.
Right.
You know, so that's that's what I learned. And like I said, man, my whole thing is that y'all young cats, man, y'all give me energy, man. I'm 64 years old, man, and when I'm around young people, man, it gives me energy. And I appreciate when I talk, man, that young people can listen and learn from me, because I feel like a lot of old guys, they're not giving young men particularly what they really need to really survive in this world. They ain't keeping it 100. They telling them, yeah, man, run after women, blah, and all this old craziness, blah, 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 this and that. No, I'm about, listen, be on your purpose, be about your business, be about getting be the best version of yourself and be the best man that you can be. All right, make sure your money is together.
Right.
So because when you become the best version of yourself and your finance and everything around you is doing good, you're gonna attract the woman that you want. She's gonna be attracted to you, not based on your looks or how much money all the time you have in your pocket and this and that, because women really made to be helpmates and to be have men to lead them. A lot of women don't want to say that, and listen, I love your sister, but I gotta keep it 100. A woman really wants a man to be a leader, and we all as men are leaders. From the time, leadership is not something that is taught or just it's given to us by God. God instilled certain things in men to be leaders. So don't matter what your age is, you are a leader, and you can be a vehicle of change in this world and to the people that you connect to. So that's very important. And we have to have love of self. See, when you love yourself and you understand that you have a purpose in life and something to give to the world, you view yourself differently, And I realized, like I was telling Ronald one time, I said, I understand my purpose more. When I was younger, I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't really understand it. Now, some people get that when they're young. Sometimes some people get it later on in life, But you will get it if you really be in touch with the Most High God, be humble, have a mindset to learn. You'll begin to understand what your purpose is in this world.
So there's a lot of people that's like going through that issue, like learning how to get in touch with themselves. What kind of like helped you, shift into that direction to help you learn?
I think just life. Losing people very close to me. My parents, my wife particularly, I was married to for 26 years. Just people who I lost, who gave that, instilled certain things in me. They just, like my parents, my mother instilled me a work ethic, to be positive and to have self-confidence. My father and mother-in-law, who loved me unconditionally and was always honest and straightforward with me. My wife, who was my companion, my friend, who believed in I have a cleaning business, and she was the one who encouraged me to start a cleaning business, because she used to always say to me, You always giving people knowledge. You always giving people help. This, that.
Yeah.
When you gonna start a business? I'm like, yeah, you right, baby. You know. So,
For sure.
she came up with the name All You Need Cleaning Service, and that's the name I've kept from. And this was back in the early 2000, 2011, 12, around that time that I started. But those were people that really, even though they have transitioned out of this world, but the influence they left on me it became a part of me and made me to understand that I could, do anything I wanted to do, and I can be, be what I wanted to be.
Right.
And my daughter said to me one time, she said, Daddy, you amazing. I was like, amazing? What do you mean? She said, no. She said, I'm saying because she said, too many people who lose loved ones, they get stuck. They don't move forward. She said, but you have the ability to move forward and make a life for yourself. And she said, you truly have a life for yourself. Because sometimes she'll call me, she's like, well, Daddy, I'm busy, I'm doing this, I'm doing podcasts, I'm working, I'm doing this,
Sure.
And I developed these things because I knew that the people who, went on, my parents and people I love went on, they didn't want me to stand still. They wanted me to move ahead, So, and I was able to do it because I understood who they were in my life and their spirit, their presence. Like I said, when people die, yes, you lose them in the physical sense, but in the mental and spiritual sense, they're always with you. The things they told you, the words they spoke into your spirit. And, so that's a part of how I live, Those are the things that motivates me, being around people, good people, because everybody ain't good that you be around. You gotta be careful. You gotta check people's energy and things like that. But that's I can truly say I'm at a point in my life, not because of my age.
Yeah.
I must say I'm happy. I'm at peace with myself,
And that's good. A lot of people can't say that.
Right. But it took a process. It took time. It took
Sure.
But I tell people you can be at peace with yourself. You just have to want that, Because certain things, if you want it, it'll happen for you, So I just I mean do all that talking, but I just want to inject that because I think that it'll be helpful to somebody.
Definitely.
For sure.
Yeah,
For sure.
I think it'll help somebody.
So, but what would you say are some of the differences? Cause I know you was asking about what it's like for us being young men in today's society.
Yeah,
We
right.
see a
I
lot.
mean, you dealing with the where the economy is. Like my man said, one thing he gave a good answer when he said that we didn't follow traditional ways of what our parents told us. We saw the internet and we saw social media as a way of becoming independent contractors and entrepreneurships, right? Which is a beautiful thing. And the thing with police and all that and what goes on in society, it's not really too much different than it was in my age.
So that was always the same, right?
That was always the same,
Yeah.
there always been corruption, police brutality, all that kind of stuff, and so forth like that,
One thing I guess I can say maybe, being a black man in 2023, a young black man, it's like, it's very evident that we are, we're the outsiders, as far as mainstream society. People don't want to take in our opinions unless we're like homosexual or something like that. Like no one wants to really hear a straight black man speak.
Right.
A straight black young man. They don't want to see you get pussy. They don't want to see you do nothing masculine on no camera nowhere. They don't want to see you raise a son. Like y'all laughing, but it's true. Nobody want to see. Oh, I'm gonna teach my son how to throw a football. Like that's not gonna get thousands of views. That they rather see that same little boy twerking and his dad recording it and saying, "Go son, go son." That's the things that are being pushed to the forefront.
Right.
No shade against any community,
Right.
but that's not what I identify with.
No.
So I know that me being outside of what's popping right now, I have to innovate for myself.
Mm-hmm.
I have to create my own wave and lane, like my own lane. I know that probably because, I grew up how you grew up. We in the same countries. And it's like, we went through the school system knowing that, okay, like, if you not Barack Obama level with the knowledge, they not jocking you. They not on that with you.
Right.
So I guess that's why I became such an innovator and just trying new things because, hey, if y'all closing doors over here, I'm going to go find another door over there.
And that's
what I've done all my
that
life.
that is the power of true leadership. A true leader does not complain about his circumstance. He creates openings. He creates opportunity for himself.
Right.
And for those who allow, just like we say when we're talking about how masculinity is under attack in this society, and they don't want real men to be speaking.
Yeah.
But I'm letting you know, there's real men out there, YouTube,
Yeah.
and across the internet, that we stand on certain values and principles, and are men, and not ashamed of our masculinity,
Yeah. Like I refuse.
because we understand that masculinity is needed in this society. If you want your children, you want your wife and your girlfriends and people in this society to be straight and to do what's right, you need that male masculine leadership. Okay, so
There's no way around it. Yeah.
so there's no way around it, and I am very unapologetic about about my masculinity and who I am as a man. God made me first. I answer to the Most High God. Then second, I answer to my family, and third, I answer to my community. And long as I know who I am and who I'm representing, and who is being influenced and helped, who I'm helping, then the ills of society is not going to fade. Yes, those things are out there, but that's a part of when you know who you are, you can walk in that. And I walk in my full masculinity and proud of it.
Yeah.
And to all the brothers, encourage y'all, walk in your masculinity. Don't ashamed to be men.
A lot of them are ashamed too, because since I started this show, it really came to the forefront that a lot of people our age and above our age, like they're kind of afraid to get on and really put a voice out there to society because they have things to lose. They're like, oh, I don't want somebody to see this or see my viewpoints on this or that. So it's like, man, it's like these guys are around me, but they're castrated. Like they don't really want to put nothing on the line. It's like, damn, where we going from here is kind of scary, but I would just, it's like, they gonna double tap the video, but they ain't gonna speak on the video and make a comment. It's like, man, dudes is really like, we losing footage, we losing grounding, like more and more. I'm scared to see what the next generation gonna do.
Yeah, but it's up to us who are men and who walk in our masculinity is to let the next generation know that even though what's going on in society, don't be afraid. God wants us to be strong and of good courage and be men of valor, not be afraid. Yes, we up against challenges and everything like that, but we can stand. If you have a value system and principles that you stand on, you don't let nobody change your value system or your principles because that's what defines who you are as a man. One of the things that define you as a man. So those men who are somewhat reluctant to really speak out, don't be afraid. Hey, you got men, what you feeling is what I'm feeling. The only difference is I'm not afraid or ashamed to say what I feel. And I don't want you to be ashamed or afraid to say what you feel.
And I do feel like it's a breakdown in society from your generation to ours because there's a lot more single mothers now.
Yeah.
So I know that a lot of those guys probably come from that, and that's why there's a sense of, oh, I can't say that. Because it's like certain conversations I will never have with my mother. I'm just not going to. That's my mom. That's not. So I think there's a space within these men that are growing up and they just bottle certain things. Like, hey, I'm not gonna go to work and have that conversation. I'm not gonna go to my lady have that conversation. They just bottle it. But we as men, we talk very direct and clear to each other, whether it hurts our feelings.
Right.
We're gonna say
and that's the difference
between
between men. Men are more direct and they'll say what they have to say and speak in truth. Women are not going to say because based on what they feel about a situation or how that person might be hurt or offended by what she say. That's primarily difference. And so men who have been raised by their mother and unfortunately and didn't have any men in their life to really be men and tell them about what it is to be a man and what masculinity is about, they're on that borderline of like, well, the female, my mom said this, but I don't really feel that way, but my mom said it, because there's no balance. Yeah. Men bring balance in society. All right, y'all hear me, ladies? Men bring balance in society, in this world. We might have a lot of people commenting like, what this old man saying about? That's all right. That's right. I'm going to say it again. Men bring balance in society.
Yeah. We're needed. We'll always be needed. There's no way around it.
Thank you.
So we got to value ourselves. I think it really starts with us.
Yes, sir.
Because when I look at the low self-esteem in a lot of these guys, I'm just like, bro, how you make it to be a grown man? You got a nice car. You got a good life for yourself, but you're afraid to voice your opinion.
Sure.
It's like you're like a suit with nobody in it.
But I'll tell you
like,
why.
Who took your power? Who took your voice away? When did that start? And how can we begin to undo that?
I'll tell you why. A lot of them, because a lot of them look at materialistic things and they value those things more than self-value. They figure, man, if I get this car, I get this job, boom, 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 I'm set. But they never worked on the inside of themselves. So when you don't have self-confidence, self-value, self-worth, you're going to look to other things to fulfill those voids. And that's what's happening. A lot of men, they're afraid to stand up and be men. Well, you know how I am, man. A lot of times, there's some brothers in here probably got offended what I said, but I'm gonna say what I got to say. I'm gonna be a man.
And that's
now, and the thing about it, you can come talk to me. We'll have a conversation.
No issues.
No issues.
No.
I'ma still love you as my brother. All right. I'm going to respect you as a man.
That's how it's supposed to be.
And
I've seen guys in the same place get emotional about what you said.
Right.
But that shows me that their wiring is a little off.
Yes.
How you about to get emotional with somebody? You're supposed to talk it through and have a conversation.
Now
you so frightened that because somebody said, "Oh, I don't like your shoes," or you know what I mean? I think your hat is stupid.
Right.
And now you're not like they're literally frazzled. They're about to ruin the next 30 minutes of their day.
Right.
Because of that. Instead of just talking it through, because nobody here is going to hit anybody. No. We're not doing none of that. This is conversation. But I can tell that a lot of where mainstream society is going is we don't want to say the hard thing. We don't want to rock any boats.
Right.
But if we don't like the direction
we want to be in that safe place. You know?
We have to rock the boat.
But sometimes you got to rock the boat.
If we don't like where it's going, say something.
Listen, I heard a man say one time, he said, all truth is confrontational. When you speak truth, you're going to get some kind of feedback or resistance against the truth. Do you stop? Should I make you stop talking the truth? No. But you'll be able to deal with the resistance if you know who you are and stand on what you stand on. And as men, as leaders that God made us from the time we were conceived as men in this world, you are a leader. Okay? it's up to you to get the confidence, get the self awareness of who you are, and be the man that God wants you to be, and the man that you should be. All right. So don't listen. This society is telling us a lot of things. They trying to emasculate masculine men. I'm not with it.
Yeah.
I'm not with it.
Yeah.
And I ain't ashamed to say I'm not with it. So I want to encourage men out there, young men particularly, be strong, be strong, be courageous, stand on your principles, stand on your values, stand on what you believe. Because being a man is one of the greatest things that God made you.
Agreed.
All right.
Agreed. OT, anything you want to add to that, man?
No, I'm listening to what OG had to say, and I'm agreeing with him. You know, there's a lot of people that's afraid to voice their opinions, you know, due to like backlash in society. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A lot of people just tiptoeing around what they
The
really want to
subject.
say.
Right.
They just want to fit in, man. It's
Right,
just-
yeah, right. You know, like, I'm gonna fit in where I can,
Exactly.
and you really make yourself uncomfortable, and you actually, putting unnecessary stress on yourself,
Yeah.
and not really being the best version of yourself. It's not the best version of yourself to be tense and all uptight. It's not. You're not supposed to be like that. Walk around, I'm all tense. No, you're supposed to be able to laugh and smile. You're supposed to be able to communicate and relate to people. But because we lack the ability to communicate, effectively with people,
Yeah.
we walk around tense and all upset and all mad at the world. Like, what for?
Yeah. At what cost? It's not.
At what cost is it doing to you?
Yeah. Blood pressure through the roof.
I'm seeing. You know something?
It's sad, man.
What's so sad to me? I see so many younger people, men and women, dying from like stuff that I should be dealing with at my age,
Yeah.
like high blood pressure, strokes, heart attacks,
Yeah.
all this stuff like that. I mean, I ain't claiming none of that stuff, man, because my heart is good, my blood pressure is good. I'm good, So I thank God. But what I'm saying, when I was young, I didn't think about dying. I think about, dang, man, I gotta live. I'm gonna do this and this and that, and have a life, man. So we have to, and because of stress in this society, try to put certain things on you. We allow it to affect us. Let me tell you something. 80 to 90% of the stress we deal with comes from other people, because they don't want to deal with that situation. They want to put it on you.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to deal with the problem I'm having at home.
I
So
believe that.
I'm gonna come into work and be mad at the boss. Gonna be mad at you, man. I ain't mad. What you mad with me for? Cause your wife didn't kiss you on the cheek in the morning. I ain't your wife.
Right.
That ain't my problem.
Right.
So we have to understand that when people are trying to put things on us that is negative, that negative energy, nah, bro, I ain't with that. No.
Facts,
No.
facts.
I keep my spirit up, and I'm gonna be who I am. But that comes from knowing who you are,
Yeah.
not what society say you are. You say what you are.
Yep. Agreed.
I told a young man this week. I said, when you get up in the morning, look yourself in the mirror and say, you know something, I'm great, I'm wonderful, I'm powerful, I'm the best version of myself. And I said, you keep telling yourself that words have creative power.
For sure.
And when you tell yourself something over and over again, you start to believe this is
Yeah,
who
you
I
become-
am.
you become that, yeah.
That's so
Yeah,
powerful, man.
For sure.
I was just telling him before you arrived, OG, I was telling him how last night I had a client of mine. Been a client about 2-3 years. Great dude. Been watching his movements, how he carries himself. I'm like, this dude gonna be one of them guys. You know, he's fresh from back home.
Mm-hmm.
He got here. He probably learned the English language in all of like 10 months.
Mm.
It was like 4 haircuts, and this dude was like conversational in English. I'm like, yo, this guy is brilliant. Like, I couldn't wait to see what he become, right? But he came to me last night and was letting me know that he was like having some issues with a lady friend that he's dealing with, and it's not going his way.
Mm-hmm.
And just like the rejection and the little like games that she was playing with him, it was really starting to bother him and it become an issue in his life.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll do it to you. Nobody here is immune. We're not sitting here to say that, oh, you know, because nobody here is freaking, we're not invincible.
No, we're not invincible.
But it was just like, I think more of us need to hear those words that you just said, because life is going to throw curveballs at us all the time. And
they throw curveballs at me.
All the time.
Do you think I'm who I am by not going through challenges and things in life?
Mm-hmm.
I'm who I am because I was able to navigate and go through those things.
Right.
You know? Yeah. So all I want to do is teach people navigate through that. And as far as the situation with the lady, see, when you don't understand the nature of a woman, you know, a woman is driven by her emotions. Her emotions dictate who she is. Yes, so if you don't understand the nature of how a woman moves, you're going to get caught up into a whirlwind.
You don't even know what's happening.
Right, you don't know. Oh man, you don't know why she's this and that. That ain't for you to know.
Yeah, it's not our business.
That's why a man has to be about his purpose.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Be about what his goals is.
Mm-hmm.
He should listen. When you
what would you say to those people that call us selfish in that manner? What would you say?
Selfish about what?
About our purpose.
Why is it selfish?
Yeah,
you number one.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't take care of you, who else gonna take care of you?
Not a soul.
As a man. See what happened was in this society, they have told us that, do for everybody else, take care of children, take care of women, take care of everything else. Don't take care of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of men have fallen into that trap.
Yeah, that's incorrect.
Listen, my mother told me this. She said, you can't love nobody more than you love yourself.
Okay.
And that's not being selfish.
It's not.
That's being part of self-preservation. That's part of you being looking at yourself and say, I have value. Mm-hmm. So if you don't have value in yourself, how can you have value in other people? Okay. I do not place more value in other people than I do in myself.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
All right? Mm-hmm. So as a man, I must understand that, listen, I have to value who I am as a man and walk accordingly and not be influenced by what anybody say, rather be man, woman, boy, girl, whoever. But I must know who I am. But that comes with you knowing yourself and be about your purpose. Mm-hmm. See, most men who get into that mold, that trap, I say, mm-hmm. is because they don't know about themselves. Mm-hmm. They're not walking in their purpose. You need to know what God put you on this earth to be doing. Mm-hmm. And it's showing about you being all emotional into a woman. Mm-hmm. You the leader. You supposed to lead. She looks for your leadership. All right? All these women that sit out here that talk about, that might be talking about, oh, I don't need a man, this and that. I'll listen to a man when he shows me leadership. Well, sweetheart, I'm about to tell you something that's going to wrinkle your feathers. God made me a leader from the beginning. All right? I've been a leader since I've been little. I was a little leader. Now I'm a grown leader.
Right.
All right? And my leadership is going to be the way God gives it to me to give it to you or to anybody else. So all that y'all women talk about, well, I'll follow, man, if he shows me this and that. Show you what? I'm showing you my masculinity. I'm showing you my strength. I'm showing you that I'm in alignment with the Most High God. What more you need? Come on now.
Talk to him, man. The folks need it, man. I'm just glad we got.
We gotta break this up, man. We gotta break this.
I'm glad we got you, OG, because it's like when I seen his face, you know, as a brother, like we damn near the same age, so I'm looking at him horizontally. You know what I'm saying? I seen him at an eye level, like damn, bro, like it happens to all of us, you know. You know, like nobody's bulletproof, nobody's perfect.
Right.
But you're an older man, so you could look from 40 years of life experience and look down and say, "Come on, fam.
Come on, man.
Come on, fam." And when you say it, it's like it's more validation. If I say it, it might be braggadocious or like laughing. But you know what I mean. But like, you got real game in this situation.
Yeah. And I got truth. I'm gonna speak truth. I ain't lying to nobody. Ain't no profit in me lying to anybody. I'm gonna tell you the truth. This and that. A man has to be about his purpose. When you're about your purpose, you ain't got no time to worry about what a woman is feeling or not feeling. She's gonna come look for you because you ain't. She gonna feel like, well, you ain't giving me no time. Well, babe, I'm out here making this money. I'm out here doing things. I'm building stuff. I'm doing stuff. You know. And much as a woman say she wants you to be around her, a woman don't want no man all up on her all the time.
Right. Yeah, that's
a woman want a man
that's propaganda, that's all fake.
Right. That's all fake.
That's not real.
Because you know what she gonna say in her mind? She gonna say, "Well, Dad, he got all this time to be all around me. Why he ain't out working? Why he ain't doing this, that?" So that's why you can't be listening to the words of what a woman said, because she gonna act on her emotions. If you about your purpose, you know what you have to do.
Saying that for years.
Come on, man.
That's a fact. That's a snap of fact.
And another thing too, if you have a problem in your relationship dealing with a woman, maybe the Most High is trying to tell you that woman might not be the perfect fit for you.
I say that relationship talk, man. That's one at a time.
That's another episode, man. But you know, young brothers, man, I feel like that's where, when you ask us that question about how we navigate in this society as young men, right? I feel like the symptom is our relationships with our women. That's a symptom that, okay, times are tough. You know, like he was saying earlier about how it was for him, like everybody go get a job. We thinking in our millennial mind that, oh yeah, everybody could get a job back in the day, work in the factory, pay the car note, pay the house, and that was all good. So we thinking like, oh, it was smooth to live then. But now it's like, bro, you gotta have a grind, a hustle, and a job now.
Right.
Like just to be in the same zip code as where you work.
Right.
So I don't know. It's the deck has always been crazy. But we're facing a different set of challenges. Right. And I see the symptom as the separation between the family unit. Right. Or potential family.
The most important thing. The family is the most important thing. God ordained the family. He ordained the family. And this society has gone away from family structure and everything like that. And this is why things are so chaotic in the world now. Because, you know, God didn't design for us to be separate from family, children, and wife and husband and all that. God made the family unit. And we've gotten away from all the things that God told us to do, the things that were right.
Hold on, so I got a question now that you're bringing up God, right? So for me, right, in my personal experience, I can't speak for all millennial men, but I'm just saying, I've never been with any virgin woman. Was that the case for you growing up?
Nah.
Like it was plenty of virgins around?
Nah, I don't plenty of virgins.
It wasn't no plenty of virgins
around. Shit. Man, girls was getting in there 11, 12 years old, man, please.
11, 12?
Right now, they doing now.
So hold on, so you telling me y'all had good jobs, good government jobs, and it still just couldn't get no real submissive traditional situations?
They were out there. They still in your society. You just gotta know how to navigate and find a woman that's, like I said, that's about your progress and your process and your progress to your success. If a woman ain't talking, to the man,
this is how I think right now, quick, right? It's like, okay, if we as men have these set of tasks and chores to do, why can't the women keep the same set of tasks and chores? Like, if a woman is not a virgin, should I provide and protect for her 100%? But you're not traditional, but I should be?
No, you want a traditional woman.
Yeah, I want a traditional woman, but I know that there's probably.
Well, then you ain't gonna find them unless, like I told you. Remember I told you before, The way you're gonna find a virgin if you know that girl from the time that she was small and she raised, and you know her father and everything like that. You're not gonna find. It's very hard to find a virgin in this society.
Well, so you're telling me that it's always been the case like that.
Well, I mean, things change. Yeah. No,
But have you ever been with a virgin though?
nah, I ain't never been with one.
Have you, OT?
Nah, I ain't never been.
I've been with women that claim they.
Yeah.
So
They might have claimed it, but I don't think they were. You know.
It's a mystery. The world shall never
Yeah.
know. Then
We should
okay, I
never
was
know.
feeling horrible the other day. I was like, damn, I blew my chance. Because I don't think I'll ever get with a virgin no more now. And I'm 30, and it's
But
just like, this might be a wrap.
but listen. What does it don't matter if you were a virgin or whatever. Just because a woman's a virgin don't make her a virtuous woman. You understand?
But she could be closer to some type of virtue.
Well, I mean, virtuous woman is defined in the scripture a lot of different things. You know, she takes care of home. She works the field. She brings in money. She's an investor in real estate. She does certain things. So you got to
who else
find a
is an
woman.
investor? Black China is an investor. That we got more of those nowadays. And they think that their money compensates for virtue. It doesn't.
Well, you see what Black China been doing. She got rid of the BBLs and the lip implants and all that.
But a guy like me, I see right through you. Like I don't
No.
care. I don't care what you do. I don't care how much you take out.
Saying, what she's trying to do, she's connect and God bless. I'm always with people who are willing to make a change and connect, especially with their spirituality. If she's true about what she's doing, I think she'll find I think she would find a man.
That man.
Because now,
that man is a fool.
No. But what I'm saying, if he's not looking at her as her body count, we don't know what her body count is. We can.
She don't
speculate.
know what her body count is.
All right. Well, maybe she don't know. We don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But if she's trying to walk a certain way in her life, make a change, she may find the person that she really wants. Because she have told women, listen, you know, she said this, and it could be controversial. She said that OnlyFans is not good, blah, 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 this and that. But she said if you have to stay on to get your money, that you need to eventually get off because it's not really going anywhere. So a lot of times, and
I'm a young dude, and I hate stuff like that, right?
Okay.
Because I'm young, I'm on the beginning stage of the ladder. So if an old head that was a dope boy come up to me and tell me, yo, man, the streets is dead, but I see that you used to be a dope boy. I'm like, bro, don't tell me the streets is dead because you now bought a mansion, you got the wife of your dreams, you got the Maybach, bro. I don't want to hear none of that because I'm trying to get where you are.
Everything comes with a price, brother. You understand?
Yeah, but that's a
Everything comes with
hypocrite.
price.
That's
It's not being a hypocrite.
That person is a hypocrite.
It's a person that have come to understanding. Have mind has been lightening.
If he understands so much, I need him to get rid of all the stuff that he benefited.
Okay, so maybe he is. Maybe some of the things he attained wasn't through illegal process. Maybe he earned certain things through.
That's like Jay-Z.
Right.
That's like how Jay-Z rap, right? Jay-Z got all these bars of selling crack, and he'd be like, yo, the streets is dead, buy stocks. Bro,
well, there is that.
For the last 15
to
years,
him.
you told me to go sell crack.
But no,
And
wait a minute. Listen.
I shouldn't be interested in that. That's not.
Listen, you missing the point. What I'm saying is that he's letting you know. Jay-Z lets you know in his rap that listen, I sold crack, this and that. This wasn't the way. I found out. I changed my hustle. I've changed to a different way. Okay, so it's nothing wrong with people making change. See, this is what the internet and this society says. We look at people so much and say, "Oh, this is the way it is," but we don't give them an opportunity to say they can change. We're so influenced by what they put out in the universe. That's why when you look at Brittany Renner and China and all these people that's making a change, people are looking at you. Yeah, of course, it's natural. You're gonna look at the person sideways and say, "Are they really for real?" But time will tell. Time will show if these women are really real about what they're saying.
I don't even care about
when you
them being real, right?
when you have a person, no, wait a minute. When you influence people, you got to understand. Black China, Little Kim, Foxy Brown, all these women, they influence a generation of women, okay? Just like Jay-Z and some of these other dudes, they influence a generation of young men, all right? So now, when you see them walking another way, we always want to say, and we be like sort of how white folks say. Like, a lot of white folks say, they refer to Jay-Z not as the rapper billionaire, the former drug dealer billionaire. That was his past. He ain't selling drugs no more. Jay probably ain't sell drugs for maybe 20-something years or so. But because of what he put out there in the universe, there's going to be some people that's going to refer to him in that like-mindedness. But it's not.
Let me give you my vantage point, right? Because I'm still in the first half of my life. I'm trying to figure things out and try to get to the next place.
Right.
So when somebody that has made it to the next place tells me, "Oh, I got to this next place by X, Y, Z," and that's all horrible things, it's like you're giving me, you're trying to tell me how to get to level 10. But you're not showing me anything that's valid about how you did it. You're just showing me all the negatives. You're gonna shit on me if I'm not at level 10 at the end of the day. That's not fair.
You as a man and as a person, nobody can influence you to do anything but you.
I know.
Okay,
I know that's true.
So you don't have to say just because he's doing he chose that path. You don't have to choose that same path.
I know I don't gotta choose the same path, but I'm just saying that person's voice now, it becomes invalid to me.
Okay,
because it's like you're a stripper, a former porn star stripper, and you're telling all these young girls, "Hey, don't be a porn star. Don't
stop doing it."
You're telling them that. But you are a hypocrite because you did that for 15 years. And then you finally figured it out how to flip that money into real estate. You got a realtor's license now, and now you're not doing none of that.
So Robert,
people can't change, but I'm not saying that. It's easy to change when you up 100 bands. It's easy to change when you up 100 bands off of the streets.
What about people who ain't up 100 bands, but were doing things wrong and they changed their life around?
That's the person that needs to talk. That's the person that needs to talk.
Okay,
that's why I asked you to come onto the show because it's like, yo, you're not that guy. So I respect and receive your opinion because I relate to your opinion. And you're a hardworking man like me.
Right.
So I'd rather have OG on than a dude who used to sell crack and got 4 babies' moms because you're a real guy like me.
All right.
I look at you and see reality.
All right.
I don't look at you and see Instagram. I see a real person sitting in front of me.
Okay. And you got to understand, society that we live in is not reality. Instagram is not reality. Even they say the people who on Instagram and on social media that does certain things, they doing it for entertainment, but they're not really living those lives. Behind the scenes, these are not the people who they say they are when they get on that camera. And we have to understand the difference.
Yeah.
Okay? There are some people out there that is living those kind of lives. But everybody is not living that life just because they come on the camera and say, "Oh, I did such." Just like the info commercials when the people come on, "Oh, I'm sitting on this yacht because I invested into real estate. I did this and this and that." And the yacht they got is rented.
Yeah.
The cars they got is rented. They ain't owning nothing. They make money. They made money off their programs, off the books they sold you.
All facts.
Right.
So that's the old hustle.
So that's the old hustle, right? That's the old hustle. But a hustle is a hustle.
Yeah.
Don't matter if it's old or new. A hustle is a hustle. And that's why you got to know the difference between you being bamboozled or this is what's right. A lot of people out here bamboozling people.
OT, what's your take on this subject, man? As far as being a young guy and trying to navigate to level 10.
I'm saying,
Who are you watching?
I'm really on both sides of the spectrum. You know, I'm hearing where you coming from and I'm hearing where OG's coming from. It's like you say you're not going to listen to like the drug dealer that, was dealing drugs for all these years and now he up. Now you're telling people don't follow my footsteps, but you're looking at the fact that you already up. Of
Right.
course you're gonna say that right now.
Duh.
But the thing that you're not taking away from is that it's like the steps that he took to get there, what he had to go through. You know what I'm saying? The consequences that he had to go through. You know what I'm saying? He's not gonna up and tell you like all the things that he faced, but those are the things that he wants you to avoid. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody's gonna be built mentally for that.
Right.
You know
Right.
what I'm saying? So and on the other hand, I'm hearing what you're saying. It's like you did all of the, because that's kind of like, you know, when I was very argumentative with my pops. Like we always like, you know, have like disagreements. I mean, me and pops, we super cool. You know what I'm saying? Like when we talking, it's like you say, yo, you got to do things a certain way to get to a certain point. And I'm looking at him like, bro, you're not at that point. How you can tell me I got to do this to get ahead?
Yeah.
But they speaking from a place of
which you really haven't been.
Yeah.
Right.
They
And most people don't. Most younger people don't. Some of them don't see that. When your parents tell you certain things, you looking at well. How you gonna tell me something? That you ain't at that point.
Yeah, they tell you.
But you haven't been there. So what they try to do is show you the pitfalls and problems that might come with you might trying to get where you at.
For sure.
So and that's just nothing but love.
Yeah, it's definitely coming from a place of love. And
But you gotta be careful with that.
What you mean?
Because like love, like somebody could love you and hurt you.
For sure.
Yo, I don't think his dad gonna try to hurt him.
I know he's not gonna try to hurt him, but he could still hurt him.
In what way?
Just by giving him misguided advice.
Well, it depends on. I mean, it depends on his relationship with his father and how he receives the.
It's not less necessarily like misguided.
Right.
It's like it's more in the sense that he know that's a formula that would work. But my argument would be is like that's not the only formula.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, so both points are valid. It's just how you perceive it.
Right. Right. And because and you know sometimes as parents we don't allow our kids to have a viewpoint. It's always my way, and it's not
fair.
that.
It's fair.
That's what it boils down to.
It's
Fear.
fair. The
Right.
parents fair for their
They're afraid, yeah.
Right.
They
They're
want the
afraid.
best. They want the best for them.
But you have to understand as your children grow, they're coming into their own mind, their own understanding on things, and they're not going to see the same things that you see.
For sure.
You
And
know?
it's an ongoing thing.
My daughter, me and her, sometimes we have drag out disagreements on things because she don't see certain things in the viewpoint of what I'm saying, and I learned to like, okay, you know, all right, maybe she got a point on certain things, maybe you know because I see it in the light of how I see it in my mind, but she might see it different. It don't make her wrong. It don't make me wrong. It's just two different opinions in how we see things.
Two new texts, yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so we you know we live life. We go through life in stages, and we live life on each level. Each level is growth and development as you move, as you get older. You grow. You from a child, you go to this stage, that stage. So if our minds a lot of time don't grow with the certain stages, we're gonna miss certain things. So that's why it's important to always constantly develop your mind, to be open to learning and wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, so you can grow, you know, to the next stage of your life. So it's, you know, and that's what is, you know, that's what it's really about. You know, the way you thinking now at 28, when you get 38, you're not gonna think the same thing.
For sure.
The way you think at 30, when you get 40, you're not gonna think the same way.
No,
Just like with me, when I get, you know, the way I thought when I was 20 and 30, I don't think the same way now.
Everybody when
You know, we all gonna, and that's just part of growth. That's just part of life.
For sure.
You know,
when I was 18, I felt like I'm on top of the world. You can't tell me shit. I know I'm about to be that nigga.
Yeah, exactly.
In the next 5 years, I'm a millionaire. The fuck you
Yeah.
talking about? I'm
I'm
doing what I
halfway.
want to do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, literally.
right? So,
Literally.
but I believe there's always, everybody has a certain path to how they get to where they want to get. You know, and I feel like this. I don't advocate nothing illegal, selling no drugs, doing nothing illegal, robbing this and that. I believe that, hey, listen, I didn't go that path. I could have went that path in my life, but I didn't. Did I get all the things that some of the people who did that got? No, I didn't. But I made a choice that there was a consequence that came along with that life. And I've be honest, I ain't built for jail. It just ain't me. Never was me. So I chose a path, and I'm glad I chose the path.
Right.
You know, I probably wouldn't be here talking to y'all guys if I chose the path that I could have chose some of what my friends did.
Right.
So,
Right.
That's true, man. Because a lot of times when you do see those guys, their opinion might not even be what you want to herald. You know, like it doesn't matter what they tell you.
That's what I say when I say
you don't want what they
that
got.
that some older men you can't value their opinion on stuff because they're not coming from a place of honesty and love and concern.
Right,
It's just based on my feelings because I went through this.
Yeah.
And all this nonsense like that. You want to deal with people that's going to be honest, going to tell you the truth. I'm going to tell all young men the truth. I ain't going to lie to you. I'm going to tell you the truth. You ask me something about women, I'm going to tell you about women. If you ask me about money, I'm going to tell you about money. You know? I'm going to tell you, like an older man told me, he said, save your money, young man, you're going to need it.
Yeah.
That's what he told me. I didn't listen to that advice. You know, because I wasn't at that place of understanding. But when I got old, you know, as I got older, I understand the importance of what they were saying. So the knowledge that people gave me when I was young, I'm passing on to y'all, and hopefully y'all may listen to me. Some may listen, some might not. But you know, I'm telling you this from a pure heart, from out of love, not because it just sounds good. You know, so that's how that's how I approach life.
Let me ask you this, Rallo. The same way you was bringing up how a drug dealer, you know, that's balling now, had to deal with drugs to get to where he's at, and like preaching to you, you ain't really hearing it.
Right.
Same goes for a stripper. How do you look at, you know, the homeless man that's talking to you? You know what I'm saying, telling you, yo, don't go down this path. This is what happened to me. This will potentially happen to you. How do you perceive that?
I'll be like, yeah, you messed up, bro. So I don't want to.
And I want to correct. I
would never listen.
I want to say.
I would listen.
I want to say
because the result is in front of my eyes. Like, hey,
okay. What if? All right. So he's not telling you don't do that. He's telling you to do something else. Then what? He's telling you. He said, yeah, man, stay in school, do this and that, doing this and that. But he didn't do it.
I'm not gonna listen to him either.
So you gonna do what he did?
No, I'm not gonna do what he did. I'm gonna just be like, whatever you did, tell me exactly step by step what you did from the ages of 18 to 23. Tell me what that was, so I could not do it.
Can I say something? See, I'm coming from New York, and he could probably attest to it. There are a lot of homeless people who, for whatever reason, was lawyers, professional people. But because of they may have had a mental breakdown, they might have went through something where they couldn't really recover from, as far as it could have been drugs, it could have been, you know, just life.
Yeah.
Everybody that's homeless you see on the street is not homeless by choice.
Right.
Circumstances, life happens, and we got to understand that. I've talked to a lot of different homeless people in my life, dudes who was destitute, and they were very knowledgeable. They were very smart. They gave good advice on certain things, but because of their circumstance. Now, if I looked at their circumstance, well, how can you tell me something? So that's why I said, you take the meat and you throw out the bone.
For sure.
What applies to you,
for sure,
you use it. What don't apply to you, you don't use it.
Right.
You know, even with me, I can say a lot of things. Everybody ain't gonna listen to everything I say, but I say this: what applies to you that can help you, use that.
Right.
Whatever else that don't apply to you, then hey, put it on the back burner if you want to. You know, because everybody's different. Everybody gonna have a viewpoint of how they see a situation. You know, everybody's not gonna respond in the same way in every situation.
Right.
We all respond differently. That's what makes us unique. That's what makes us different. So we have to understand that, you know, being different makes us unique
Right, for sure.
and valuable, you know. So we have to, you know, we just have to look at those things, man. I mean, that's how I see it, man, you know.
For sure.
And
Yeah. That's you got my 2 cents.
yeah.
I can't listen to her. I can't listen to him. I can't listen to nobody that's just on the, you know, on another wave, bro. Like, if I want to do what you did, I'm not gonna listen. Like
That's your ego, man.
that's me.
That's your
That's
ego in the
ego.
way,
That's
man.
ego?
That's your ego.
How's that ego?
That's ego because
Tell me how.
because you're looking at a situation just because a person don't seem like they live up to what your standards or how you may see something.
Mm-hmm.
That's being kind of egotistical because just because a man don't have certain things
Mm-hmm.
don't mean that throughout my life I lost a lot of things. I lost house. I lost a lot of things in my life. So I should be a person that could talk about certain things because I ain't got no $1 million. I ain't highly great, successful, and all this. But what I have,
Yeah.
and I give what I have to maybe help somebody. Some experiences I have.
So you feel like with you, I shouldn't do the meat and the bones things too?
No, I'm not saying. Yeah,
I
that's
should
with me.
with
right,
anybody.
Right, as with anybody.
I don't care if you're a
think,
billionaire.
yeah. Well,
I'm not going to sit there and listen to everything that P. Diddy tells me to do. Hell no. I'm not going to listen to that.
But listen. That's part of you having your own mind. And you ain't supposed to listen to everybody.
Meat, bones. Everybody gets that same
Everybody
treatment.
gets meat and bones.
I feel
you
like
take
that's-
what applies. Like I
That's
said.
what I'm saying. I feel like that's not ego. The reason why when y'all said it, y'all said ego. I'm really seeing it as science. I'm seeing it as mathematics. If you don't have the, if you don't have the same,
we're not dealing with a mathematical conversation.
That is a mathematical equation.
We're dealing with what the gap of humility and your ego, which could
I don't see how
that can border over to a pride or a
I don't see how though.
or you know, your ego.
Can I expound upon what I'm trying to say though? Like it's like this,
What I'm
right?
saying, but go ahead.
LeBron is the greatest basketball player right now. Like he's the guy, whatever, right?
All right.
Would you not listen to LeBron's workout advice if you want to be one of the greatest basketball players? Would you, or would you say, nah, I'm not going to listen to LeBron. I want to listen to Sean. I want to listen to Sean Livingston's basketball advice.
No, I would probably
Like he's
listen to
good
LeBron.
too.
Listen to both of them.
I probably listen.
Yeah, but Sean Livingston's cool. But bro, if it's 24 hours in a day and I'm gonna listen to one, I'm gonna take LeBron over Sean Livingston.
But only because
That's what I'm thinking.
of the popularity of LeBron.
It's not
over
because of
Livingston.
popularity. It's because of actual product that he puts out.
Okay, so
Okay.
My point is, what I'm trying to say is, you take from people's strengths.
Right.
If you were
Okay,
married
all
for,
right.
if you were successfully married for 30 years, I'm gonna listen to your marriage advice.
Yeah, 26
I'm not gonna 26 years. I'm not gonna go into a bar and find a guy who's like, yeah, I'm a bachelor at 55.
Right.
I'm not gonna ask him anything
Okay.
about long-term
I understand
relationships.
that. I understand
I'm gonna pull from your strong points.
that. Right.
You're pulling from the strong.
I'm like
but
Sel.
But that guy could also tell you all the negative parts that goes into it as well. Like where he had the trials and tribulations as to where he got there. I'm speaking on like a drug dealer standpoint. You saying that you're not gonna listen to him because he took these steps to get there, but he could tell you like all the steps or what the process was to get in there. He could tell you like all this shit that fucked him up mentally. You know what I'm saying? He wants
Right.
you to avoid, which is why he's trying to speak on
sleep.
going to a different route. You know what I'm
You
saying?
know something? People.
Nah, fuck that shit.
No,
I just can't. I
no.
can't,
People, listen. People who are doing certain things, especially when you're doing illegal stuff, you always gotta look over your shoulder. You don't sleep good. You don't. Your life, even though you got, you might get you have the materialistic thing, but you use that materialistic thing to compensate from the pain or the hurt and the loneliness you have to deal with.
Yeah.
Because if you especially you get in the drug game, you can't trust everybody that's around you. Even your best friend you might not be able to trust. Because you don't know, he may turn on you. So that's a lonely life to me. That's like, I don't want to live my life constantly looking, and you my man, supposed to be my man. I'm wondering, man, when the day gonna come when he gonna put that bullet in my head or something like that. You understand?
Yeah.
So there's consequences to certain things. you know.
So if
And-
I'm not
and-
trying to be in the drug game, why am I even in proximity to listen to a drug dealer?
No, it's
Or
not that
form
you're
money.
trying to be in the drug game. It's just that he may tell you, it's like, listen, man, you get in this game,
Yeah, he
this
gonna
is
tell you
a possibility that
Exactly.
this could happen.
But why? Is
It's
that
a possibility
conversation
that
happening is my
you're
question.
gonna make money. You know, see, everybody
See what
want to
I'm
be.
saying?
Everybody want to be driven by
Y'all
money in
y'all
life.
missing it though.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm saying, why is that conversation even being had? Why is a former drug dealer telling me anything if I don't want nothing to do with the drug game? to begin with?
Okay, he may be telling you that y'all might be in general conversation, and he might
just dip.
he might have been a
just
drug
dip.
dealer, and he might have got out, and he would like what's that real estate dude, Jay Williams,
Jay Morrison.
Jay Morrison, right?
Mm-hmm.
Was he a drug dealer or something like that?
Yeah, he was.
Right. Would you listen to Jay Morrison now?
Yes, I would.
That's what I'm
Why?
saying.
Because he's successful, right?
Yeah,
But he was a former drug dealer. So he's telling you that, yeah, I went down the path of drugs, but I turned my life around and so forth like that.
Right.
That's all we saying. We saying that if somebody's giving you some advice that could help you, that could help you, you take the advice. Like I said, you take the meat, eat the meat, and throw the bone out. You understand?
Can I say this though?
Yeah, go ahead.
Certain people who have changed lifestyles,
Uh-huh.
they still 80% bones. Black China just started changing her life 2
Okay,
months
she just
ago.
okay, but
Jay Morrison has a 15-year track
okay,
record
okay.
of building his
But let's
career
go.
and company.
Let's know.
So it's not the same.
Okay, but let's
It
know.
doesn't count.
Not,
You
no,
can't
we're
kill
not-
somebody today, become a preacher tomorrow, and I should listen to you? No. Hell no. You're dangerous
Okay,
to me.
okay. You're a preacher. You know how many guys that murder people and turn their life over to God?
I know it's probably a lot, but listen to me now. Hear me out.
All right.
There is a time that needs to transpire. You cannot be a murderer on Tuesday and now trying to save my soul on Wednesday. I'm not doing
It's
it.
a whole different discussion now. Like, what's the time that needs to be transpired for you to listen to?
None of us to say that. You can't say that. I can't
It's
say
like
that.
you just need to
Only
build
God
a
knows.
character. You
Well,
need to
okay,
build a character
okay,
within
okay.
to where I could receive what you're
Okay,
telling
I
me.
do understand.
If you
what
have
you're
no
saying.
track record of what you're talking about, I can't, bro.
Okay, listen. I do understand what you said.
Black China
in the
has no
situation.
track record of what she's talking about.
Okay, listen.
That's
she
what I'm
just-
trying to say.
Listen, she just got baptized in the water.
Mm-hmm.
No, she got a journey ahead of her.
Exactly.
And nobody is expecting for her overnight because she's saying such things. People going to watch and see, is she just talking words or is she really true to what she's saying?
Exactly.
Time will tell.
Time will
so
tell.
I'm not saying what you're saying is wrong.
Yeah.
You're 100% right on
Time
that.
gotta
You got to
tell.
give people, but you got to give people a chance. You can't be like, oh well, he got baptized on Wednesday. How you gonna tell me about saving my soul? Why can't he tell you?
It's
about
kind of
that?
like it's kind of like
I just want to know how much time got to transpire. That's what I'm.
It's
That's what I want to know.
all right. Here's an example of what I could say. Right, like you got guys like Jeremy Lin who had a hot 2 seasons.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Then he fucking disappeared.
Yeah.
But then you got Kobe Bryant, who was the man, who was dominant
Right.
for 20.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna lean towards Kobe. I'm not gonna go to Jeremy Lin, who's
Of
getting
course.
it in for 15 games. It's just like if I'm gonna pick from a source, I gotta make sure that source is the best available
Okay.
to me.
My nigga,
Okay.
My nigga made it to the NBA. If you a ball player, regardless of not, you been to go for this many seasons. You want to know the steps that he took to get to where he got to. You could always go to the next step up, but he's in a place that you already want to be. So it's still, you know what I'm saying, recommended you take the advice that he's given.
Yeah, I'm gonna take it. But if Kobe walk in that same room, like bro, guess
that-
what?
and
Your
that-
shit don't matter no more, nigga. Kobe's here.
Why shouldn't it not matter?
Right, it's still
Certain things if he
Because
told
you only have
if
a
he
certain
told you, Jim,
bandwidth.
okay, he might have gave you some knowledge to take you to the level when Kobe walk in, you gonna
the next
get
level.
to the next level. You don't believe people that people come that listen. There are people like I remember I told you before. You have friends and associates. Friends come in your life who are going to kind of be there a great part of your life. Associates come and go. So there are people in your life that's they're gonna got the word I want to use for a short period of time, temporarily, and then there are people that's going to be there for a long period of time. The purpose of those two people, there's some people that might be in your life temporary to get you to a next level, then they go their way. They've helped you to get where you need to get. Then there's friends that you grown relationship throughout years, and these people you'll grow a bond. So everybody that you meet you're not gonna always draw a bond to. There are people that you will hear what they got to say, and they may disappear out of your life, but they gave you the tools and the resources that you need to help you get to the next level.
For sure. Let me add on to that by saying, like, going back to the Jeremy Lin and Kobe. Jeremy Lin is more closer to the person than you are than Kobe is, so you can kind of touch on things that goes with what you're going through. So you can actually take away some things in the now that he's talking on, and then Kobe can tell you, all right, this is what I got going on now, how I got here, and then throughout that journey,
and it's harder. It's harder to apply because of my distance from where he is.
It's not necessarily harder. It's just like the Jeremy Lin situation. He's closer to you. You'd be more closer to like the place that you're in life, right?
Yeah, like a regular guy
right,
trying
exactly.
to figure it out.
So some of the things that he's saying could be more relatable to what you're going through at the present time.
I see what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying.
So it's like steps to get into where you need to get to.
Right? And Rome wasn't built in a day, right? You heard that saying, right?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so everything is a process and a period of time. There are people that come in your life. This is one thing I ask God about. I always say, God, send the people in my life that I can be a blessing to, and they can be a blessing to me. Now, God has sent a lot of people throughout the course of my life. I've been able to be a blessing to them, and they've been a blessing to me. But I never neglected the fact that because they might have been on a certain level, that they couldn't be a blessing to me to help me.
I ain't saying that either, but what I'm saying,
it's
about
I'm
modeling.
saying that.
What I'm trying to say is it's about, when it comes to modeling, and like, I have a finite amount of time on this earth, right?
Well,
Right,
that's
or
true.
do we
All of us
agree to
do.
that?
All of us do.
Right? So we all agree that there's a finite, we have everything we have given to us, we might not have tomorrow. This is all a gift. So I have to maximize the gift given to me.
Okay.
I'm not gonna go to the Coach Carter basketball coach down the street if Kobe Bryant is available. I have to maximize that gift given to me.
I understand
If
it.
Kobe is literally available right there,
Right.
or I could go to Rose Jordan with Coach Carter. It's like, dog, make the wisest decision
most
and
people would make that
maximize the
decision.
gift.
No, for
you
sure.
Maximize
Yeah,
the
I mean,
gift.
most
That's
people
all I'm
would
trying
make
to
that
say.
decision.
I'm not being emotional because we can't be emotional
Nah,
when it
for
comes
sure.
to modeling.
But the
You're passionate
argument-
about what you say. It's passion.
Word. The argument here was you saying that you're not going to listen to this guy talking on this particular topic because of where he's at. If there's an option to listen to somebody that's in a better position, of course, go for the better position.
Yeah.
But as far as just like phasing out the nigga and not trying to hear what he got to say,
Yeah,
that's you gotta hear what he got to say. You know what I'm saying?
But what I'm saying,
If
you
he's
might
in a
not be.
better position-
You might wait
Yeah, I
a
feel
minute.
what
Wait a
you're
minute.
saying.
You might not be in the
Like,
position.
if all I got is a drug dealer.
Right.
I'll
You may not be in the position to get that Kobe advice.
Yeah, I might not.
But that advice that God's giving you, the
Right,
Jeremy
you might not
Lin
be.
advice, might be the advice that you need to help you in that circumstance at that particular point.
Exactly.
Not saying that you won't get the Kobe advice
I see.
later
I like
on.
that. I like
You
that.
understand?
I like
you
that.
like that, right?
I like that a lot.
You like that, right, brother?
I get that.
Okay.
I get that. I
You
received
like
that in my soul.
Oh, you received that.
I received that.
You received it
Because,
Good.
right?
I'm glad I brought out.
Let
the
me
point.
preach, right?
Thank the
'Cause
Most
there's-
High God.
There's
I
a
thank
girl
you for
right
that.
now,
I
as
thank you
we
for that.
speak, she's at Strokers right now.
Yeah.
She is never going to see a Michelle Obama type of woman giving her advice, but she can go down her timeline and see Black China, and Black China's going to tell her, yeah, OnlyFans is a dead end.
They should start changing them.
And then she gonna start slowly coming out of
And
it.
that's the whole problem.
Okay, now I get it. Now I get
Thank
it,
you.
guys.
Thank you.
I was
I'll tell you
lost.
some shit you can't even
Yeah.
afford right now.
Yeah.
You want to go work out in this gym, you know what I'm saying? Get this workout machine.
Alkaline
German
water.
niggas say, hey, nah, just get you some bands and do this type of work, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, go jog. Yeah. Okay, I get what y'all saying. All right.
It's levels to this
It
shit.
took
It's
me a minute
levels,
to get
man.
to it.
You
But
know,
yeah,
I got- you know what I
you
said?
can't go from strokers
the
to
leveling, development. Nobody, listen, you see a millionaire Even a millionaire that might inherit money, he still has to learn the basics of that particular business and everything like that. Why you think some people have businesses? They have their kids very young, learning the business,
Taking them to work. Yeah.
taking them to work, teaching them about different levels of the business.
That's how it is. Yep. Nothing gets built in a
Nothing
day.
is built in a day. Nothing is built
Nothing
overnight.
good, yeah.
Nothing good that is solid. And you always want to have a solid foundation in anything that you do. And a solid foundation, sometimes it takes time. It takes grind. It takes, you got to get in the soil and dig out those rocks and those pebbles and all those things that, that ain't, good. But you got to have the mindset to do that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. What
So,
we gonna do?
anything y'all want to say before we get up out?
I think I said a lot, man. I ain't got nothing to say, man.
Yeah,
Only thing I want to say, I do have something to say. Comment and subscribe to the channel, Rollo TV, Bridging the Gap. We love you.
Man. We building.
All right.
Week in, week out. Every
right.
Sunday, OT. We appreciate you for coming through,
Thank
man.
you for coming
Is
through,
there
man.
anything you want to shout
say
out to
leave
the
with the people before you?
You know what I'm saying? Just follow all my socials. Godkid, GODKYDD. It's your boy OT. Appreciate y'all for having me.
All right. Appreciate
we
you,
out.
man.
See y'all next
Salute.
week.
I hope it didn't go dead. Okay.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh man, that was a good session. We can chop that up into a few things, man.
Yo, a few nice little photos. I'm about to say, man,